welcome back to another episode of Ghango Libre, Spooktacular edition.
Yeah, we have Wolf with us, and
Wolfie Doo,
and the monkey wife here.
That's literally on her license plate. Monkey
wife. It will be on the
license plate.
But figured we'd be with Halloween right around the corner. Figured we'd do some spooky, scary stories, movies, games. So, right off the bat, let's start with the scary movies that actually frightened you.
Okay. Oh, I'm starting. Okay. Yeah. As a kid, I would say The Exorcist, The Omen, and of course, The Changeling.
Yeah.
Yes. I think those three are the ones that stand out.
I don't know about The Omen. I mean, it never really scared me. But The Changeling, even as an adult, it still at least creeps me out.
Yeah. I still remember watching it with our sister at her house.
Yeah.
What was it like? She already had her Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
And so we didn't know that she had it on a timer. So we're watching that movie, and then all of a sudden the lights turn on, and we're like, Bobby, it's your house, we're out. She was so mad. She's like, y'all are just going to leave me? I'm like, we don't live here.
They ain't going to find us.
Then she realized, oh, they're just my Christmas lights. I have them on a timer. I'm like,
well, see, there you go.
Like, you could have just told us that to begin with.
What about you, Wolf?
There's only one that actually scared me, and it was because my sister forced me to watch it when I was 5. Mm-hmm. And that's the made-for-TV It series.
Oh, I love that.
But, I grew up, with horror. So, my mom loves watching horror, things like that. So, I saw a lot of shit. But by the time, I started watching them on my own, it's kind of desensitized. But, my three that, I will probably always watch, the first original Halloween.
Okay.
A movie called The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Okay.
And Trick or Treat. Just because, I love those three, are always kind of the ones that I'm just, anytime gets this time of the year and they start doing the Halloween movie marathons, I'm like, alright, Halloween, Trick or Treat, yes.
What about you, Rosa?
Well, I grew up pretty much the same way with horror. My dad's the one that got me into, watching horror movies. First one I remember watching was Return of the Living Dead at, maybe 5. Way too young. But yeah.
She's out there clapping neighbors.
And yeah, that one gave me nightmares. I had nightmares about Tarman.
Yeah, I do forget about Tarman. And, I mean, he's not scary nowadays, but
yeah, but, 5-year-old me.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the movie.
Let's see. All right, what's your 3?
Top 3?
Your top 3.
I can always rewatch The Thing.
Good movie.
That's probably my favorite horror movie, ever. Plus, I'm just a fan of John Carpenter to begin with. Let's see. And I also really love Pumpkinhead.
That's a good series.
Well, I don't know about series. I've only seen the first one. I have not heard good things about any of the sequels.
They're good in the cheesy, campy kind of way.
Yeah, the way I look at them is kind of the same thing with Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
Where the first couple people were like, oh, this is good, but now you just watch it because you're just like, who acts like that?
Yeah.
Plus Kevin Bacon.
And what's your last one?
Well, that was 3.
Was it?
Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, yeah.
The Thing, and Pumpkinhead.
Okay. Yeah. So,
in general, I'm just a huge fan of 80s horror.
I get you.
I also can't count.
I asked for 3, but I don't have 3 for myself.
You can add counting to the list of things this year.
Yeah.
Math.
Yeah.
Math is hard.
1 + 1 = pineapple.
2 + 2 is chair.
Which is technically accurate because the chair has 4 legs, but
Well,
Oh, you
bet.
can do that, but you can't do.
But for me, I guess movies that actually frighten me, like The Exorcist, has to be up there for sure. Honestly, like more above everything else, I think it was like the flashing scenes, like where I think it's the priest is on the street, you know, and like he sees like that like devil face, like you see a flash on the screen. I remember that scaring the hell out of me. But again, I think it's because I was way too young for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Join the club, buddy.
Yeah. Let's see. I would have to also put in Aliens because it was suspenseful. Again, not really frightening, but it was just one of those like, when's it going to pop out next type things.
Are you talking about part 2 or the first one?
The first one.
Okay. Alien.
Yeah. Alien, sorry.
I know, it's, you know,
Like, yo,
you gotta specify.
I don't have to specify, okay? Anyways.
Well, for clarification.
Are you going to let me talk?
No.
Okay. Anyways, last one has to be John Carpenter's The Thing. Because, again, that whole who is it? You know, after you watch it the first time, it's still fun to watch it over and over again, but, you know.
Did you? I think it was maybe 2019. I want to say like a Ukrainian like production company made a prequel to that one.
That one that's also called The Thing?
I think so.
I know.
That was 2011.
I know, like, because they literally, like, you remember the husky that runs across and gives it to the base? Like, they literally made, like, a prequel that is at that base.
Yeah.
When they first came across it. I was like,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, usually, like, you have the same people that come by and they usually fuck it up. And, like, they literally took everything that you knew about it and just, here, we're just going to show you what happened over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you context.
And I actually kind of liked the prequel. It was, I just hated that, you know, the higher ups decided, like, oh, yeah, let's cover up all these awesome special effects with horrible CGI.
Because it's CGI. Everybody loves CGI. Plus, Michael Bay was written into it. So.
I'm surprised there wasn't more explosion at that point.
Right?
But yeah. I mean, okay, so going on from that, skipping over kind of like the games that give you that kind of like weird, like disturbing feeling. What are the games that actually scared you? Like you know when you're running away from something, you like you know it's a fucking game, but you're still like, oh shit, I need to run this way, you know.
Clock Tower.
I will say, like, out of all the scary games that like I've played, the only one that actually kind of gave me that fight or flight sense was Alien Isolation, because it has the mechanic of like whether you're playing it on the console or like if you have a mic hooked up on your PC or stuff like that, you could have audio.
Actually, it doesn't work on the PC.
Oh, it doesn't work on the PC?
Yeah, they disabled it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
like I was playing on my PS4, and like literally since there's like a little mic in there on some of the games.
Yes.
Like if my dog or somebody was like calling me or whatever, it would pick up and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, on the
so it was like that added to it just made everything much more.
I believe it's on the PS4, right? And on the Kinect or on the Xbox One.
Yeah. With
the Kinect attached, it forcibly opens up the Kinect so that it like listens for sounds. It's really
I've never ever actually played it yet.
Yeah, it's less difficult on the computer because it's not actively listening. But you said Clock Tower. Is that the? I'm pretty sure it's the PlayStation one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because it was actually Super Nintendo first.
Really? Never
Yeah.
played that.
It looks like crap. It's the exact same game, but it looks like crap.
I mean, for the PlayStation at the time, it was. Don't get me wrong. This side, the graphics were like super advanced, but the story was really well written.
Yeah.
And then for video game, you're like, man, they did little things like when you're in that little computer lab and it starts that one message starts scrolling across all the screen. You're like,
the die.
Yeah.
Die.
So you're like, damn, why can't they have this imagination in horror movies?
Yeah.
And of course, like you're hiding in like plain sight. Like I'm gonna hide underneath this futon. It's kind of hard. Then this fool sees you and jumps up and stabs you with those giant pair of scissors.
Yeah. But what I like about it is he didn't always do that.
Yeah.
Like, if he didn't see you actively go into the bed, like, he wouldn't look under the bed. But, like, there's some dumbass places where you can hide, like, behind the curtains with your feet sticking out.
Yeah. Like I said, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it was cool, but it still gave me, because I remember it was me, you, I think Lance was there too at one time.
Yeah.
And he, like, whoa, he went backwards in that chair because he actually got scared, which is like, and he had been making fun of it, like, let me have that controller. Y'all acting like punks, and he was playing. The next thing you know, I remember our friend Joe knocked on the window,
that's right.
and he almost fell backwards in his chair because he thought it was the game. Like, but good times. Yeah, that was.
Wolf, you said Alien Isolation, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Rosa? Games that actually frighten you.
Well, the first one that came to mind was the Resident Evil remake. The scene that comes to mind is the dog scene where they jump through the window.
Yeah.
I had never played the original one before that, so that took me by surprise.
Okay. Did you not play the original?
No.
It was like, I mean, it was less threatening in the original because it was like, oh no, a dog-shaped blob is attacking me. But
I still remember it was a Silent Hill with all the little ghost babies. Not that they were attacking you, but
that's
they
actually
still look creepy.
That's actually the one that triggers my fight or flight sense was I forgot what Silent Hill it was, but the one with Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
I think that was 2.
I don't remember. But either way, that's the one that triggered the fight or flight sense. Just because, like, you hear it from far away. You just hear that giant knife scraping. You're like, the very first time, you're like, what's that? And you turn that corner, he's just, like, coming at you. You're like, oh, shit.
I would say, like, on games like Silent Hill and stuff like that, like, usually when that, like, scary boss or that enemy or whatever is first introduced and is, like, chasing you or not, like, I'm usually kind of a little jumpy or stuff like that, but eventually I just, like, get past it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, here we go. But, like, I miss those older games because, like, they would never sit there and just constantly have that shit happen to you.
Yeah.
Or they would design the game around where it's like, you can't fight back, or, like, you gotta, like, do things like that, and you have this to deal with.
Pyramid Head was invulnerable up into a certain part of the game. But in that one scene, basically when you first see him, he's coming down the hallway.
Yeah.
That's just narrow enough for you to... And, like, there's an elevator on the other side of him. You have to run right past him. You get into the elevator and you're like, I'm safe. And then that knife comes straight through the doors. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Close.
The first scene in Dead Space have a similar thing. You have a necromorph chasing you, and you get to the lift, and you think you're safe, and then here comes the talons, and you're like, oh shit, and then it just closes again.
It's like, I just shoot myself.
That's another good horror game, too.
Yeah. So, again, moving on to the next subject, I want to see, or I guess, supernatural, paranormal experiences. Anybody have any? Doc. Yeah. In case anybody was wondering what that long silence was, it was somebody was getting a middle finger, someone was giving a middle finger. Not gonna say who. Better protect identities, Doc.
So, I mean, when we used to go to Mexico and stuff on vacation,
yeah,
I remember being a little kid who had cousins of the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And, one of our uncles lived, everything was within walking distance in that little town.
Oh, yeah. And,
it was a little town, dirt roads, everything, right?
Yeah.
Way different than, living in America and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, so, the one thing I always remember, it was at night, and me and my cousin were going back to his house, and we kind of had been told not to wait until the morning. That would be the reason why. It was already dark, right?
Yeah.
And by dark, it was like 9 o'clock, so it's over there. Certain areas had lights.
Yeah.
Most of the time it didn't because it was, again, dirt town.
Yeah.
So, because when I think it was no more than maybe 10, maybe 12 tops. Mm-hmm. So, in order to get to Uncle David's house, we had to cross this little creek.
Yeah. In Arroyo?
Yeah, in Arroyo. Yeah. Okay. So, you remember what they looked like. It was just literally like a little dip. It wasn't major. It was just enough that if it rained really hard, it wouldn't go water out. Yeah. So, hadn't been raining. Not a big deal. So we're going, and then we looked at the Arroyo, and when we stopped, there was these two red eyes looking at us. And so we're kids, so we're thinking, oh, it's a dog. Now, I don't know, if we didn't say anything, I don't know what dog would have red eyes. Don't know. But, as a kid, you're running through, too big to be a cat, not a cat. So, but maybe it's a dog. So, start throwing some rocks at it. Starts growling at us. Not like a dog, but it just starts growling at us. Uh-huh. So we're thinking, we're going to go around the other way. Because, there was two ways to get there. So we're like, screw that, because, that growl did not belong to a dog or any animal that was in the little area. So we just screw it, we go all the way around. And I was telling you this story last time, and they were like, I was probably just thinking it was like crocodile or alligator or something. Yeah. Again, hadn't rained, so I know there's no reason why that should be there. And it's like, as you pointed out so nicely, like, they don't have red eyes. Like, fool, I know that. But my logical sense was telling me it had to be that because I don't know what animal has red eyes.
And there's the reason why I got the middle finger. But,
yes.
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. Like I said, could have just been an animal, but in my comfort zone, it was a crocodile, alligator, or something. Because,
like I said, those very rare red eye crocodiles.
Yeah, could have been an albino crocodile, man.
I don't know, could have been, but like I said,
could have been a crocodile on drugs.
Hey, let's talk about that ground didn't belong to a dog, so I just went off the checklist. Not a shark,
those dangerous land sharks.
So,
well, it's definitely not Chevy Chase, but. What about you, Wolf?
I have two. Like, one of them was real short. It was like after my dad passed, like I was in my bed, and like I had my black lab with me. Mm-hmm. Like we were just laying there, and like she started growling, but then I just kind of like nudged her, she stopped. But then I was looking at my ceiling fan, which, as you all know, I'm tall, and like my ceiling fan in like the house that I lived in, like came down, and if I took my shirt off or if I stretched or anything like that, my hands would be in the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
And like I did that one time, and I ended up breaking it. So I just didn't have a ceiling fan working, and it literally did. Like, while I'm just looking up at it, did one full rotation and stopped. So I was just like, nope, get out of this bedroom. But then, it was maybe last year, 2 years ago, because my sister still lives in that house with her family. And, like, she saw three shadows go from my nephew's bedroom across to my niece's room. Which my nephews have my old bedroom, and then my niece has my sister's old bedroom. Mm-hmm. Like, she just saw these three shadows go across. She hops up and runs back there, nothing there. And then I think it was maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, like she was just kind of like flipping through like old photos, and my niece points out our dad, who she never saw. Mm-hmm. Like, she was born after him. Like, points him out and like calls him like Big Daddy, and then points to like the recliner where he would always like have a chair or whatnot, and like said that like he sits there, and freaked my sister out. So it's like she told us that, and we were all just like, maybe you should move.
What about you, Rose? Any supernatural, paranormal experiences?
Well, I remember that one time. This was a long time ago, when probably kind of close to when we started dating. Mm-hmm. We were. Me, you, and another friend of ours at the time were, kind of doing like EVP stuff.
I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm.
No, go ahead and explain the story about.
So yeah, we're like sitting there, lights off, asking questions with the little recorder, and I forgot what was asked, but out of nowhere, all three of us audibly hear humming, like a child humming.
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, there is no children, in our household. So, but, that was I don't know if I ever showed you that, Doc. or I guess, ever let you hear that, because I had it on a small recorder that ran out of batteries a long time ago. But I'll see if I can put some batteries in it and see if it's still there. That'll be some interestingly spooky shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what was this at?
It was you?
Oh, really?
To boot. Ah.
Time to move.
Well, you know what? At least that'll prove one thing. At the time that I heard knocking.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, in terms of paranormal experiences or anything for me, I mean, I know you say that, it could just be a faulty door or something, but I'm insistent on that. Like, at least, I don't know what the hell's going on with that garage door, because I know that I have locked it, I have security, pushed it so that it clicks when it, closes, and there's been times where, now in the distant past, and even, I guess, a few months ago, where I was sitting in the living room, and I could hear it, you could hear that click of the doorknob turning, and then it was just like, okay, who's in the garage? Let me go check. And then, me and Dorito were like, oh shit, that wasn't me. And even Dorito's like, nah, fuck that. This is the one time I don't want to go into the garage.
I can totally see you just looking up at you like, why'd you open the door? Fuck.
I thought that was you.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things Rosa says oh, it could just be the wind or something. I'm like, yeah, the wind doesn't unlock doors.
Yeah. The wind with hands? Yeah.
But that's just, and on top of that, I know you've heard it too, Doc, or it sounds like there's somebody walking up on the roof, or at least in the support beams up top. I don't know why it sounds like that sometimes.
I don't know you. It's not the way.
Yeah. And by all means, it'd be like, they'd be like, oh, the house is settling. And I'm like, but why does it sound like it's moving from one side of the house to the other?
It's settling from north to south.
Yeah.
What is?
It sounds like somebody's walking, how
Walking?
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds like footsteps, doom, 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 doom.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like,
It's a big ass squirrel.
It's that red-eyed crocodile coming back for revenge. That's what it is.
For real.
It's that Mexican jumping crocodile.
And there was that one
They're
time
infamous.
What's that?
at your sister's house
I don't remember that.
where we were sitting and you said you felt someone do that across your back, just run their hand across your back, and you thought it was me
That's just a homeless person.
Oh,
inside
yeah.
the house. That is freaky.
Oh, yeah, because we had spent the night there because we were taking care of her house.
Yeah.
And we were waking up and you were just, I thought you scratched my back and I was like, oh, that feels good. You're like, what felt good? And I was like, wait a second, what? But yeah.
Yeah.
That's not that big of a deal, but for sure.
It freaked you out at the time.
It did. Stupid molesty ghost.
I know, right?
Why couldn't it go somewhere else?
I know. No.
That's spot. I rub my belly. I'm trying to think. I don't think there was any other instances of any supernatural shit. I did one time go to Savannah, Georgia, which is supposed to be super fucking haunted.
What did you experience?
Nothing.
Boredom?
Yeah.
Supernatural boredom?
Yeah. Supernatural boredom. It's creepy as fuck though. It's a beautiful city, but if you drive the streets and stuff, they got the trees that have Spanish moss on them and stuff like that, so it's overhanging stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if there's any type of cloud cover or rain or night,
It's super dark.
Yeah, it's just fucking creepy. And they got tons of cemeteries, and half of their cemeteries ended up getting put underground. So you're essentially driving over bodies.
Say what?
Yeah.
Hold on. They're like, there's a whole bunch of dead people here. Let's build a road over it?
I think it was one of their oldest cemeteries. Something happened, and then they ended up putting them further down or something like that. But I remember our tour guide was talking about roads kind of came over, and then they have a lot of people from yellow fever and stuff like that.
Or they really like Asian people, or
no, there was one they have a lot of
sorry, yeah.
like a lot of
I forget that's actually a thing, not just not just a joke, but
a lot of diseases that, like, of course, like back in old America, like there was no cure or vaccines or anything like that, so like a lot of the bodies are underneath that technically could possibly still be infectious.
Cause another pandemic. What are you talking about? There is no pandemic right now.
Yeah, that's all in your mind, people.
Fake news, man. Fake news.
Fake news.
Like that, it was a fun thing. I did want to, like, the one thing that I wanted to go there. There was like we didn't get a chance to do it, but there was like a 7-foot tall French dude that was hung.
How the fuck did they hang up?
They got some big ass trees.
Oh, okay, like that dude, like.
But like he was 7 feet tall. Like, I think he had like maybe a couple deformities or something like that, and I think he might have been like special needs. But like, of course, this was back like in the early 1800s and shit like that, where like somebody was like, "Oh, these 2 kids came up dead." It was that guy.
Fucked up.
And like, if you go to like this one cemetery, like when you stand at the spot, supposedly like if you take a picture, like his shadow will be there.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Like
would you ever go do a haunted tour?
I mean, because like something we've discussed plenty of times when we watch News Top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Any kind of type of YouTube video, right? That it isn't like you go there and you explore it or whatever, and then say you see something or don't see whatever.
Yeah,
that doesn't work. But it's one of those things where like if something comes from with you, like that lady whose video we're watching on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Who was like from California, and some like evil entity or whatever was haunting her. That she showed like proof, like what she recorded. So she said, "You know what? F this. I'm moving to McKinney, Texas." I'm like, "Bitch, why you got me here?" And yes, it did. It followed her. And so to me, that's more worrisome than, "Hey, I went to go see some ghosts. Hey, one thought it would be good to follow me home as a souvenir."
It's a sim ghost. It's like, I just want your phone number.
Talk about it. Just like that kind of stuff. Like, yeah.
Like in Savannah, we did a haunted tour, and literally, it's just like, "Oh, this place is haunted because da da da," and it's like, okay, cool, it's a history lesson. Nice. Where's the ghost?
This place is haunted because we needed something called a tourist attraction.
Yeah. Rosa, would you ever do a haunted tour?
I think I would.
Cool. You're enough.
Okay,
I will say the things
much.
that do creep me out, dolls. Those stupid old antique porcelain dolls.
Yeah, I
my sister will not allow like our mom or anybody to buy her kids any type of doll.
Did we already talk about that? What scares you? Like, what kind of shit scares you?
no, we haven't talked about it.
Oh, I mean, like, I think we did in the previous episode.
Oh.
But either way,
No,
I know Doc said, he just said that dolls scare him. It's dolls and children? Like, or is it just...
No, like you see, like I've watched YouTube videos where like the dolls move on their own.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, look." Like there was one girl like in South America, they had bought her a doll. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I got a doll, blah, blah, blah." And then, they start recording because strange things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like cameras on one side, the doll's on the other, in the corner. And at one point she picks up the doll and the head turns like, "What up, fool?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Man, F that doll. It's getting burned tonight." How about it's getting burned? It's getting burned. Cover it up, chain it up, go to the river after it's burned out, and I'm gonna throw it into the nearest river. Not coming back.
get back home, it's in your dresser.
How about I'll put it in the room with you.
What about you, Wolf? What kind of haunting scares you?
The only thing that, like, I swear, like, I had this painting as like a kid, and I think my grandmother painted it, but it was like a clown. So I hate paintings that like follow you, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And like, I swear, this fucking painting would like, I could see its eyes follow me. Fuck that shit.
Was it a paranoid thing, or was it actually like one of the paintings that kind of like give the optical illusion that they're following you?
It was probably a paranoid thing because like its eyes were fixated.
Yeah.
Like pupils and everything like that. It wasn't a perspective or anything.
Yeah.
And like I could swear it would look at me.
Oh. What about you, Rosa? What's the kind of haunting that scares you the most?
Well, aside from dolls, portion of dolls, ghost children, like hearing like child voices and stuff. That shit creeps me out.
Yeah, I can understand that. Honestly, like the one that scares me the most is the fucking peekaboo ghost.
Yeah, that
like,
too.
Yeah, just like there's a door frame, and they're just like, hi, and you're like, fuck that, like middle finger.
Like, what's going on in here?
Yeah.
Nope, the fuck out of there.
It could be the nicest ghost too. Just be like, hey, can I get some sugar?
I know the
Why
fuck
are you
is
running
that?
away?
Hey, privacy here.
He peeks around. Hey, oh.
Jizz in the
Oh, is that what that ectoplasm is? Mystery solved.
Poor ghost. All he wanted was some sugar.
You got some sugar.
He got some salt too.
Right. So, Wolf, Doc, Rosa, any other supernatural things you want to talk about? Oh, you know what? There's something. Gonna have to explain it a bit. Well, not really a lot. Which one do you think is worse? Something that you know or something that you don't know? Like, as in, like, for example, like, would you rather turn the corner to see like an alien, or would you rather turn the corner to see like a porcelain doll just standing in the middle of the hallway?
Really. I mean, it's worse for me if I turned on. I know it was a porcelain doll that had no explanation being there.
Yeah.
Aliens. Okay. At least I can fathom the idea that there is extraterrestrial life. So I was like, okay, it wouldn't really shock me. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Creep me out. Yes.
They'd be like, I knew it. I knew they existed.
Yep. Porcelain doll. Negative on that. It's gonna get kicked in the face while I work.
No. For me, I'm just like, oh, turn your back around.
That's okay. I didn't need this house anyway. So I'm just kidding.
What about you, Wolf? Would you rather deal with, hallway clown or hallway alien? Okay.
I mean, either way, I'm not gonna have a good time.
An alien clown.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, just close. I got alien would be easier because it's like, look, it's either gonna be like a really short alien that I can just like punt, or it's gonna be like the xenomorph and I'm just dead either way. So
You funny shell, xenomorph juggling balls.
I'm just like, well, fuck.
They're like, wow. The words I can't fuck.
What about you, Rosa? Ghost child or alien?
Alien ghost child.
Yeah, alien. Just,
You'd rather have alien? I don't know. I think I'll go with the alien too.
Yeah, because you can understand, like, if you can accept the fact that there might be life in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make your brain's capable of accepting that.
Yeah.
But you can't fucking accept a porcelain, whatever kind of doll there is, in the middle of the hallway without a kid attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, there's little Johnny with his doll. Whatever.
Especially if it's standing up by itself.
Yes.
I was like, nope, fuck that.
Nah. Robert the doll, sorry, you got to go.
Yeah. I don't know, Robert the doll, like, he's creepy, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't look creepy, you know?
No, and
Like, it doesn't
I
look creepy.
agree.
Like the stories and everything around him is just creepy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just like,
the
every
dog,
time
yeah.
like every time you hear that story and you look at that doll, you just feel uneasy because you're just like, even if this is real,
The fact that you gotta ask a doll's permission to take its picture.
Yeah.
And you see people literally, you're like, okay, that is like not even right on so many levels. And none of it have to do with the doll. If it's real, it has nothing to do with that. It's just like, you're an adult and you're asking the doll to take a picture.
Yeah.
it's like deuces.
I don't know, I would still go visit Robert the doll, because he's in that museum. I'd be like, I don't care. I'll ask for permission for my doll. I don't want to get haunted by the doll. So.
I'm gonna stay outside that museum.
And I would watch you do it.
I guess
I'll be looking through the window. Did he do it yet?
I'll be like, middle finger.
And then you see it move. Like, sorry, boss.
I'm sorry I did. She made me do it.
No. But there's also I forgot what, there's a famous battleship that's also quote-unquote haunted.
Oh, the USS...
That one, yeah.
I want to say it's like Minneapolis, but that's wrong.
I don't know. It beats mine. I want to say the Lusitania, but I know that one sank.
Yeah,
so.
the Lusitania thing. Well, technically it's haunted. It's haunted by fish.
I wonder.
Do fish experience ghost things?
No, I'm like, is there ghost fish? Like, if you think about it, like...
Hold on. You saying ghost fish just made me remember a terrible movie called Ghost Shark.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like it's a Jaws ripoff, and this motherfucker can attack you in a bathtub.
Are you sure that wasn't the... I forgot what Jaws it was that, like it was the spirit of Bruce, which is the shark from Jaws, that could, manifest itself through any water.
I think it's called Ghost Shark because I think they got in trouble.
I want to say it was... no, there's actually one called, I think it's Jaws 3 or something.
Jaws?
No, because in the Jaws 3 was like Jaws in Jamaica or something.
But that was Jaws 4. That was the mother shark.
That was following
the wife of Brody.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a great name. It's a douchey name, but it's a great name.
But yeah.
It has the infamous shark roar. Sharks don't breathe air.
Shark in game.
Thanos shark.
Yeah.
It'd be more like...
I don't know, man. It might be, like that, like the shark from that D&D game that we had,
Oh, yeah. The shark that would, hey, I'll bring that human back. I will gently caress him with my teeth.
With my razor sharp teeth.
Stop fighting! Stop fighting! Stop.
And then when that didn't work, I am a shark with hands. Grabbing with my flippers.
I will mount you.
God.
You will make it back to shore.
But yeah, with that little inside joke there, might get explained in a future episode. We'll go ahead and call it there. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.